Well, after a whole lot of retarded shit later, basically what I did was I took a screwdriver and a mallet and I placed it just like this inside the little thing and I hit it to turn it, kept turning it. Then I used the breaker bar to go up in this little corner and pry that bitch out. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mess, but I got it out.
It's only as beneficial for help. We did it. 43, hey, y'all also want to take. Time falls, go bizarre, you gotta turn up a cheek. You wanna fall, you see the stars, you wanna aim with teeth. You wanna stand up a Lexus, you wanna stand up a fish. You want it all to make them all, baby, you gotta invest. Baby, you gotta invest. And baby, you gotta invest. Trap every morning till the next morning, baby, you gotta invest. Baby, you gotta invest. You wanna feel financial protection, little baby, you gotta compete. I put the emblem on all of my watches. Look at this side of my wrist.
Alright y'all, so I didn't really have too much time to record. I was just getting straight to the business. Time casing off with regular house tools. Now I'm just trying to get the mug TDC'd so I can get the chain off and get to the galley gaskets and the oil pump. It's in very, 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 very good condition. Like, look at it. I was expecting it to have so much oil in there. That's actually not that bad. I mean, there's oil in there, of course, but it ain't that bad, you know? It's not that bad at all, actually. Trying to get this thing timed out. It's almost timed. I know it's not. You see, I gotta get this little dot to match with this guy right here. And these two to match with those two. And the crank sprocket to match with that. So I've been sitting here spinning this thing for, it's my second day doing this now. Wow, so after about 25 turns, I think I've got it timed out. So this right here, you see this line? Okay, basically on the VQ35DE, just the regular DE, they state that this little hole is supposed to be pointed up. This little line is supposed to be pointed up. This little line on this side is supposed to be pointed up. And this hole on this side is supposed to be pointed up, as well as the crank sprocket has to be aligned with the actual thing. I put it off just a little bit. I don't know why. I've seen it online. I'm doing that. Blah, blah, blah. What is this right here? Up. We have pieces of the galley gasket. Okay. So the galley gasket does need to be replaced. I see. Look, it's seeping through right here. Okay. So we're definitely gonna tackle that. But basically, as well as the lines being pointed up, this yellow indication has to be on there. And this yellow indication has to be on there. These two horizontal lines got to be down there, and then the two dots got to be down facing this way, and then the crank sprocket is supposed to be like that. So this thing is aligned, top down center. Did it. To get to this point is 100% easy. It's really not hard at all. Honestly, all I did was I removed all the bolts first, and I used all this without using no torch or any type of crazy ass tools that you don't have access to. None of that extra shit. Look at my front timing cover. I didn't even remove the water pump entries and the chain tensioner doors. I kept them on there. You know what I'm saying? Just killing off a lot of myths, stuff that you gotta do. They also said that you gotta remove your lower oil pan. I find that hard to believe because my lower oil pan is still, as you can see, attached. I have not detached it from the motor. It's still sitting on there, and I'm gonna be able to do the oil pump without removing the oil pan at all. All I'm gonna do is just drop it down from the bottom because the lower oil pan is removed. All you gotta do is remove the lower oil pan. You do not have to remove the upper oil pan. You can get access to everything that you need by just removing one oil pan. So now, The way how you do this is, first things first, you crack open this crank shaft pulley, and the way how you do it, the easiest way that I found so far that's been working for me every single time, you get you, I got a 17mm wrench, and let's pretend this was on the motor, as like so, or this is how you would get it out. So you can't really stick a wrench straight through because there's gonna be a fucking motor right here. So this floor is a good representation of what you do. So basically, let's pretend it was like just right there, right? So this is what you do. You take your wrench and you just kind of barely snug it in like that, but do it in an angle to where you'll have access to the bolt. And once you snug it up in there and it's secured, it's gonna latch onto some part of the front face of the motor. It's not gonna allow you to keep spinning this thing with this wrench inside here. It's gonna lock it up. With it locked up, just use a breaker bar, bro, and you'll get the crank pulley bolt off. It's worked like a charm for me every single time. 1, 2, 3 motors. Same process, never change. But I'm about to get this motor into the air and take off all this extra stuff, you know? All right, so I think the reason why people turn it up a little bit, like 180, is because when you go to crack this crank pulley, I say cranky. Crack the crank pulley, it's gonna turn just a little bit, so. That was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be actually. It originally pictured it, yeah. Crank pulley off. All right, y'all. So I'm here trying to, you know what I'm saying? What do they call that? Go against the myths that they talking about. I don't know exactly what it is, the proper term for it. But I was told, or I've seen everybody saying that you don't remove this tensioner. I don't understand why. They said, I mean, once the motor is pretty much, in my opinion, once the motor is completely timed out and it's good to go, you can remove the chain. You can take the chain off. So what is really the holdup? Why can't you do what it is that you want to do? Like, what's stopping you from? I'm not gonna replace this. I mean, I thought I was gonna remove this. I'm not even gonna do it. I don't have a T50. I did, but I don't know what I did with it. As you can see, all this stuff everywhere. Not too organized, but yeah, I don't know what I did with that. So I'm not gonna remove this, even though they say that you're supposed to. I've seen a few videos telling you that you gotta remove this. You don't have to remove that. I've taken this motor apart a couple of times, and every time that I've done it, this little, what they call it, the guide, it rotates, you know? So what I did was I unloosened one of these bolts. I took the guide tensioner off. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attempt to remove the water pump. I'm attempting to get this off while I'm online. Well, while I'm recording. Look, get the chain out the way. It's not supposed to be this damn hard, you know? But it's because I'm holding this camera and trying to. What is really going on? Oh, I did that. I just moved the chain out the way. That always works, you know? And then Goodness gracious. I can't get a good, oh my gosh. I done took the chain off. Well, it's definitely one way to do it. That's definitely one way that you can do it. You know, just start pulling shit until shit starts falling apart. You know, that always works. It never fails. Well, after a whole lot of retarded shit later, basically what I did was I took a screwdriver and a mallet and I placed it just like this inside the little thing and I hit it to turn it, kept turning it. Then I used the breaker bar to go up in this little corner and pry that bitch out. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mess, but I got it out.